another question I would ask Jijy is, could you tell us how this act is going to impact HR tech industry specifically, right? And also, what are the things that the companies have to, ensure that they're complying? Companies have to do to ensure they're complying by this act. We're talking about HR tech industry specifically here. Yeah, over to you.
Thank you, Nisha and team Springworks for having me here on this forum. I think Dr. Raghuveer has briefly touched upon the HR impact aspects, but I would like to elaborate it in little more details. See, HR as a function has been traditionally collecting a lot of information about, the people, particularly the employees at various stages of the journey, of the employee with the organization. And by default, maybe for whatever reasons, we've always been maintaining the employee's information even after the employee leaves the organization. So I would say that the till now, of course, salary aspect is something that I have always seen the HR functions have been very sensitive about when it comes to the confidentiality of the information. But in generally, it has always been taken as granted that okay, you are the custodians of employee information, right? Of course, as the definition of the law itself says, it's a Digital Personal Data Protection Act, right? So what it essentially means is that any information which is identifiable associated with an individual or a person, the law is going to become applicable, right? So it is widely going to be applicable to the HR industry, HR tech or HR function, because I don't want to differentiate between the HR tech and HR function as of now, because the HR tech enables the HR function for any organization, right? So of course, the journey of an individual doesn't start by joining the organization; it starts before. The Act specifically talks about the information at the time of at first instance itself, right? So when you are sourcing an employee, right, so there is a lot of activity that you undertake. You have the personal information, biodata, KYC details. So at different stages of the journey, you collect a lot of information. Sometimes the employee don't even join the organization, but you still remain the custodian of the information, right? So and then during the course of the entire journey, the employees appraisals, the performance assessments, the payroll, even to the extent of biometric information, right, for collecting the employee attendance, right? So these are like never seen as such a confidential information, but then throughout the course of the journey, all the way up to the separation, right, you have a lot of life cycle processes that are happening, and the information is maintained even for the purpose of insurance, and so many employee details are captured, and by default the HR functions become accountable when it comes to protection of the personal data. Now coming to the HR tech industry now, of course, the HR, then now, most HR technology solutions, right, whether you talk about a hiring solution or you're talking about a payroll system or employee verification or various aspects, right? So today, the software as a service, right, is very prevalent, and the HR tech companies also become a party to the entire process, right? So the law clearly states that the first level the fiduciary becomes. Fiduciary means the organization that is collecting the information of the individual, is the first level, becomes accountable for the law. And then these organizations need to actually ensure that whoever is there, are their vendors who are doing different processes also comply to the to the law. So you can definitely expect there will be a lot of back-to-back contract changes, or new clauses which may get added. You're become back-to-back accountable and responsible for protecting the personal information of the of the employee. So I think as a whole, I mean, the implication of this law is very, very high across all the industries, but in particular when we talk about the HR and HR tech, it is definitely going to have a huge impact in the way we collect information, the way we, maintain information, the way we consume information, the way we, deal with the data even after the separation of the employee from the organization, right?
Thank you for that. Yeah, I completely agree. When you said this is going to impact, especially HR tech industries in a much, greater scale, especially like if I'm taking frameworks as an example. So we're all about HR tech tools. So we have this background verification software and we are daily dealing with data. So this act is going to impact organizations like us.